the automated equipment.
Because it's food, right?
I think because we're a bit slow to adapt. Processing a pineapple is a very difficult thing to do. It still requires humans. Humans can do it
like
better than robots.
yeah.
Picking the pineapples.
Yeah.
But the rest of the process should, conveying and things should be done much more automatically than they are. It takes a lot of capital, and every time we do a return on investment study, we eliminate 10 heads, but it doesn't pay for the capital. So we find it quite difficult on the whole. No, that's not to say we're doing nothing.
Okay.
We're doing a lot. We're constantly looking for opportunities to automate pick and place machines. We're studying those. We're looking at new designs of equipment that require less manpower, obviously.
Okay.
And it's not because manpower is expensive, it's because manpower is not always available. That's our biggest problem in Thailand, the shortage of manpower. We already use a lot of migrant workers. We do talk about Dole's digital presence in the sense that we have to appeal to consumers. So we sell to companies like Walmart, but then they sell to consumers. So we have to, because we're a branded company, I suppose it's an interesting aspect of the digital economy that our brand has a digital presence, so to speak, and that digital presence is important. So we have to invest in the brand online, and we've just done a project recently in Asia, which was to harmonize the imagery and the total digital presence. So, Dole Thailand has a website, Dole Japan has a website.
Yeah.
We just went through an exercise to make sure that the look and the feel of all of those websites might be in different languages, but it's similar, because it wasn't similar before. So that might be confusing to people. And there's a website for Dole Packaged Food Asia, there's a website for Dole Packaged Food Europe. So there are actually a lot of websites. There's quite a number of Facebook pages that have been set up for different groups to do with Dole. There's a presence around cooking. If you want to do cooking, you can look for a recipe with Dole products and things like that. So getting that right is very important to consumers, because we're appealing to consumers. Billions of people eat our product. We have a very high rate of penetration into US households. So I think there is a Dole product in 2/3 of all US households, which is very high rate of penetration. Very good, very successful. It's because the brand is so strong. The most interesting thing we've done electronically recently was some artificial intelligence marketing in the Philippines. Not under my responsibility per se, but I was in a presentation about it given by our sales and marketing manager. And there is a company called Albert.com. Albert, ALBERT.com, based out of, I think, New York, and they set up a program for us whereby you basically get this computer, this artificial intelligence program, to promote your product. You give it guidelines about where you want it to promote, and depending on the number of hits or the response it gets, it will then promote more heavily in that area. So it promotes. It's clever because it's a learning tool. This is the whole point about artificial intelligence. So what it does is it promotes the product generally, and then where it picks up pockets of demand, it starts to promote more heavily towards those pockets. So you don't even have to tell it what to do. It does the advertising for you. And you can even give it a budget, and it spends your money. A computer program is spending your money to get hits or likes or requests for coupons, whatever you count as a hit. And it seems that was actually very successful. That it was able to conclude things like large families of middle income like tropical fruit cocktail.
What is the reason why Philippines does that before going to use the new technology?
We chose the Philippines, I think, because it was outside the US. The US is so huge, I think it would be very expensive to start a program in the US.
Okay.
So we chose the Philippines as a test market, where we could do this very, very cheaply in a very self-contained, very bounded market, just to see so it was a trial to see how this AI would work for us. And this was 6 months ago now that I saw this presentation, and I must admit I haven't heard recently how it's doing. I think 3 months ago I heard it was still going and it was still going well. Of course, you have to pay the computer company, the IT company that's providing the AI, and you pay per day or whatever that you use it for.
Pay Albert for
Right.
per day.
So there's a significant cost to that. I think
Yeah.
that's very expensive. But the program itself seemed to work very well because it learned from the hits, it learned and it customized and it tailorized and it honed in, and it was able to exploit niches of demand much better than our own marketing had previously.
One thing I got from your talk, because of the market share is decreasing, why you do the advertising by the AI?
Yeah. So, hold on. When you say market share is decreasing, it's a mixed picture. So in the US, the can category, we sell a lot of cans, canned pineapple.
Okay.
People are buying less cans. They want other types of packaging.
Yeah, like American don't like.
Sure. And it tends to be the older generation. Of course, as that ages and dies out, so the demand goes down. And then the younger generation are not buying so many cans. So we're adapting our packaging style. Funnily enough, our share of the can market is actually increasing because the Dole brand is so strong. So it's like the people loyal to Dole are the last to stop buying our product. So our shares gone up from like 66 to 68% just in the last year. But the total category is shrinking. So our sales are actually shrinking even though our share is increasing. Of course, when you talk about share, you've got to talk about a product category in a particular market. And some will be going up, some will be going down. It's a very broad picture all over. Dole is worldwide, so that's the background to that. But I think if you ask me, so I would honestly say that Dole is quite slow to embrace the opportunity that IT presents. I did recently, actually just 2 weeks ago, I talked to a company in Bangkok called Echo, EKO, and they've developed a smartphone app that would be useful to farmers. So if you have a relationship with a farmer and he's providing fruit to you, you can check in through the app. Has the fertilizer been applied? Has the forcing been done? Has the different treatments been done to protect the pineapples? Are they following the environmental protocol? So, farmers, difficult to manage so many thousand farmers all over the country, but if there's an app to do it, that could be very, very useful. So we're looking at that, and it seemed interesting. It seemed really like a line. It seemed like a glorified line app. I think we might be looking for something a little bit more sophisticated than that, and maybe it needs to be customized for pineapples. So those examples. I would say then that Dole is a little bit slow on the uptake compared to other companies because we consider IT to be we just want a service. We're not.
Yeah, you focus on the quality service.
Exactly. Growing the product, making it, processing the food, and selling the marketing, and selling the food under the Dole brand. That's our core business.
Yeah,
we are fairly happy to.
How this changing market impact your company? I mean, directly or indirectly?
Yes. So
how
the changes that we see happening are concerning generations and ages and young people coming into the market and what are their preferences. Millennials, we have to now think about what do millennials want. So obviously old people want different products to young people. Young people like convenience, they're looking for health, and the millennials are actually looking for CSR or corporate responsibility. Yeah. So they want to buy products from a company that they feel that they're willing to pay to buy products from companies that they feel are socially responsible.
Yeah.
And I suppose that comes back to our brand and digital presence. If our messaging through Facebook, Twitter, and internet, all of those digital presence, if it's consistently sending a message that we are a social responsible company, that our products are healthy and good for you, that we don't add sugar, blah 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 blah, then that's actually quite important for our role as a company. But I would say we're quite slow on the uptake compared to other companies. I feel like we're slow on the uptake compared to other companies.
But I saw when you penetrate the banana to the convenience store, it's very like the big.
Right. Well, in Thailand, of course, fresh fruit is so readily available that we don't sell much packaged fruit. That's why you don't see many cans of pineapples on shelves in Thailand. But you're mentioning bananas, which is on the fresh fruit side of the business. And we grow the Cavendish banana, which is a particularly long banana that's got a particular flavour that people like.
Yeah.
Very popular around the world.
Delicious.
It's
I
nice.
eat every morning.
Oh, is that right? Yeah. No, and very, very healthy as well. Very good for electrolytes, potassium.
But my friend said you don't love Thailand.
Oh, right.
Because you buy from dough. But dough is like one in the package and a little bit.
Yeah. We do grow bananas in Thailand through growers. It's small scale.
They are patriot. They are
Right. It's, of course, a lot of the bananas I think are imported from the Philippines.
Yeah.
But that is the fresh fruit business is quite different to the packaged fruit business, because packaged fruit is shelf stable. A can will last 3 years.
Yeah.
A pouch or a cup or a jar of plastic will last 1 year. So it's a reasonably good shelf life. So you can buy it and keep it for a few months and then use it.
And food can is for like, I think B2B, right? Like hotel buy the pineapple from you?
It's both. It's B2B and B2C. So in America, the entire aisles are stocked with Dole cans. It's quite amazing. Our presence in America is huge.
I saw it. I have seen it.
And that's cans. So it can be the 1 flat, which is quite a small can. It can be the 2 tall, which is the larger can. We have a 2.5, which is a wider diameter can. What you're talking about B2B is the A10, so-called A10 can, which is about 3 kilos in weight, I think. And that goes into both. We talk about retail. There's 3 segments that we go at. Retail, which is the smaller cans, and then the big cans go into the industrial sector, what we call industrial, which is companies, and also the food service, which would be restaurants. So we'll sell pineapple tidbits in big cans, for instance, to Pizza Hut, Domino's, or those pizza companies.
When I worked for Thai restaurant in San Francisco, I saw a lot of your pineapple can.
Oh, you've definitely seen it then, yes.
Yeah, and the shelf a lot.
Sure. And a Hawaiian pizza is very popular in the States, and that will have pieces of pineapple on it.
Yeah.
And that's, ironically, those pieces of pineapple are no longer coming from Hawaii. They are, in fact, coming from Thailand and the Philippines. So there you go. Right?
Yeah, okay.
Global village.
And digital economy and you talk about the millennials, the new gen come to the market, right? How does digital economy or industrial solution impact your customer? I mean, your customer like retail, restaurant, industrial.
So I think when it comes to restaurants and industrial, that's professional purchasing, and they'll look online.
Are there any changes on the selling process?
No, I don't feel like there's a lot of changes coming through on that B2B side. But on the B2C side, a good example of the digital economy, actually, I've just remembered, in Korea, consumers that shop in supermarkets are incredibly savvy when it comes to technology, and they will read the QR code on a product or on the shelf. So they'll see, Dole, right? What's that product? They'll zap it with their smartphone and they'll read about the product, and they'll want to see that it's good for them, that it's convenient, what the shelf life is, and that the company is socially responsible. So you have to hit that on their smartphone. You have to have that well presented on the smartphone when they zap the QR code, and if they like what they see, they'll buy the product right there. Yeah.
They don't care about the taste. I know they care, but I mean, the packaging is impact the decision.
Yes, well, of course, packaging on a supermarket shelf is visible to anybody, and you can see that in any country, and that's why we have invested. The brand means a lot. It's been going over 100 years, the Dole brand. We talk about the Dole Shine, which is this sunny blue background, blue sky.
I heard you talk a lot about the sunset Dole Shine. Yeah.
So we're proud of that. Actually, it doesn't do. Strangely enough, in Asia, or let's say in tropical countries, the blueness is not so positive. It doesn't give people an appetite. People don't feel that blue is an appetizing colour, and for us Westerners, the blue sky suggests sunshine and health and happiness and being outdoors, which is a very, very good connotation. And being outdoors makes you hungry because you're burning a lot of energy. So we feel good about having picnics outdoors with the blue
west
sky.
side, right?
But in Asia, if it's sunny in the tropical, it's too hot. People actually like cloud. They like rainfall.
Yeah, I like cloud.
in tropical climates. So we're finding that more traditional food appearance, like blues, greens, browns, those colours are more appetizing to Asians than
that's right.
blues.
I agree.
So for our Asian packaging, we've sort of toned down the blueness a little bit and shown more of the, in the case of pineapple, the yellowness of the fruit. So we've emphasised that more with our packaging. The other thing about Korean consumers is that e-commerce is taking off in Korea faster than other places, and it is taking off in other places as well. And I think we're up to now, I think 1% of our US sales are through e-commerce, so that's starting to take off. But in Korea, I think the numbers are higher, and people will order food and it will be delivered to their door. They'll order it on the internet and it gets delivered to their door. And I think that's coming. As people are short of time and want to spend less time shopping, they'll do their buying over the internet. And the nice thing about our products, which are shelf stable, is they lend themselves to online purchasing because they've got some strength. And if you have fresh fruit, if you've got strawberries, you've got to be very careful how you transport them. And of course they have a limited shelf life, just a few days. And if you leave them in a hot place, then it's gone completely. Obviously, with packaged food, it's much more robust. So in some ways, it lends itself well to the e-commerce channel. So therefore, digital presence, again, allowing people to order their products. We want to make it as easy as possible for people to go online. I want to buy some fruit. Okay, bang, up comes Dole, and click and I can buy. I think that's where we have to get to. I think one day people's fridges will have scanners, and as you take an item out, then it'll reorder for you and restock your fridge. I mean, one day that will come.
I think so, because people tend to be lazier.
Yeah, right.
Did you? I mean, a personal question.
Yeah.
Do you? Decide the food for astronaut? The NASA.
Do I decide? Oh, astronauts.
Yeah, astronauts.
Gosh, I don't know. I think in the case of NASA, I think they tend to take powdered. I think a lot of food is in a powdered format.
Because I saw a lot of your fruit in the package, so I think it can be
certainly a
delivered to the.
Yes, it would. The thing about going into space, of course, is very expensive. Weight is very expensive. You're trying to minimise weight, I think.
That's why you use powder.
I think that's why they go with powders. So they go for it's small quantities of very rich something, whatever it is. They make it,
fruit is very juicy.
Yeah, so we do freeze-dried fruit and you could freeze-dry it and then crush it to a powder.
Like strawberry,
and then you can get that. That's right. Yeah. So that could go into space quite well, I think.
Because before come to this, I saw like NASA said we will be send the astronaut to the Mars.
Right.
So I think you can.
Sure, keep them supplied. Yeah. Well, there was that very good movie, The Martian. With,
Martian.
Matt Damon.
Yeah.
He was growing potatoes. That was very good.
Okay.
So he'd officially colonised Mars. Movie. Yeah.
Good opportunity.
Yeah, sure.
So, because the next question will be about the opportunities. What sort of the opportunities do you see of your company in the industrial revolution, like NASA? I said before.
Yes.
Like QR code in Thailand.
So, I think that people are doing more and more purchasing online.
Yeah.
So
you too, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. The hotel room I'm staying in tonight, I booked it online.
Okay.
So,
you book it by yourself?
Well, I did on this occasion, because.
How about Kun Joy?
Well, yes. Normally she books things for me, but we're on holiday today, and I'd left it too late. So.
Oh, all of you, though. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
What? Why? Today is Wednesday.
Yes, it is. But we've taken the day off for Chinese New Year.
But you're an American company.
Yes, but we observe local holidays, whatever country we're in.
I mean, it's not local holiday. I mean, the most of the company open today. I mean, operated today.
I think my HR department is
All
very,
right, not
very,
your decision. I'm sorry.
very romantic because
I'm
today
tired.
is Valentine's Day, and they thought it might be nice to have Valentine's Day off and call it a 3-day
I'm
holiday
sorry,
for Chinese New
Simon.
Year.
I don't mean to stir things.
Okay.
Okay. So
So I think selling the product is the most important opportunity for us to take advantage of the digital economy for our business. I think it's got to be on the sales side. But automation, as you were saying before, the more we can automate, we can save labour, streamline the process, reduce working capital. I admire companies like Toyota that have very, very streamlined processes with line-side delivery of items, and everything is extremely efficient and runs with very high quality standards. That's the kind of model I aspire to. They call it lean thinking.
Yeah. Six Sigma, lean thinking.
The smart thing is to use humans for things that humans are good at, and use machines for things that machines are good at. So that's the.
I want you to read the book called TPS.
Oh yes.
From Toyota.
Toyota Production System.
Yeah. It's a comic. It's the comic.
Oh, no.
You can.
No, it's okay. I'm good.
Okay, so we can go to the next question.
Sure.
What challenges do you and your company face in adapting to the... Okay, maybe we can skip this question because you not yet. What challenge do you and your company face in adapting in the digital disruption?
Well, I think one is capital. We have a very limited capital budget.
Okay.
As every company has to be very careful with its capital. So if I could spend capital on a machine to save labour or produce better quality, like we do invest in cameras that take a photograph of the product and look for flaws, look for defects, and then automatically reject the product. So you might have a million cups a day going through a line, more than a million a day going through a line, probably 5 a second or something. And this camera is constantly flashing, taking images. The computer is inspecting the image, and if it sees a defect, it rejects that particular cup. That's important technology for us because that saves. It's very difficult for humans to inspect. You get bored of looking at cups after a while and looking for defects. So humans are not terribly good at that kind of very repetitive activity. That's what machines are good at. And in this case, we use this camera, so-called vision camera, we call it.
I watched how it makes.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Are there any new technology machine can pick all the pineapple?
We tried, but we haven't found one.
You tried,
yet.
right?
We have tried, absolutely.
Okay.
We've tried to find robots or machines to pick the pineapples, to clean the pineapples, remove the pieces of skin. But it seems to be very, very difficult. Maybe one day, technology keeps advancing, right? We employ a lot of people on
You don't hire the consultant, but you...
We have. We've engaged our own parent company, Tochu, has a automation and robotics division. We've engaged them. We've also worked with a company, ABB.
I know. The red logo?
Sweden, I think.
Yeah.
The red logo, and they've come and looked at our applications, so that's good. We are open to it, and we've actually in Dole, we've just recruited Thailand, a new engineering director in Tiger, who is very, very good, I think, with automation.
Have I ever
met Tiger? No, I think Pat's met him.
Okay.
I don't think you've met him.
Okay.
He just joined at the beginning of January.
Oh, okay. Did he receive any book offers?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep, I think he met Pat in Bangkok or spoke to him on the phone.
Okay. And how different from the before Itoshu and then Itoshu come? Not related to the interview, but...
Yeah, so Itochu is a Japanese company, and previously Dole was an American company.
Yeah.
So it has been a fairly significant change. the American culture is all about your last quarter's results or your last month's results. So Americans tend to have a very short-term focus, and they're always looking for heroes. They want somebody to be a hero. They want someone to be a champion. Actually, in the Japanese culture is quite different. They expect everybody to contribute to their max, and they're very, very detail-orientated. They're less swayed by heroes and more swayed by facts. They want to see the details. They want to see the facts. They want to see the numbers. So they're very, very
a lot of
sensing.
pressure.
It brings a pressure. It does bring a pressure. I find that I spend more time answering questions and submitting reports now than I did actually sort of running the business day to day. How can I improve this business? How can I save money? How can I improve the quality? I'd like to spend more of my time on those issues and less of my time writing reports or answering questions from head office. But they are the owner of the company. They're entitled to ask those questions, and they have helped in many ways. For instance, they've provided a member of their staff to work with me full-time, Waitsi, to work full-time in Thailand. And he is outstanding. I'm really pleased with him. He's very strong, very capable individual, very hardworking, very supportive, never complain, and always gives you more than you ask him for. Which is great. So I definitely can't complain about that. And also, when they make decisions, I do appreciate they make decisions without emotion, whereas the Americans tended to make decisions with a lot of emotion. So pet projects, they love it. They love something. This is. So, for instance, the definition of quality to Dole America is that the fruit should be yellow and sweet. But the definition of quality to the Japanese is it meets the requirements of whatever the requirements are. Pineapple doesn't have to be yellow. If you're going to cook it, you actually want it to be white. And then when you cook it, it goes a nice brown, yellowish brown. But the sort of American perceived wisdom is that pineapples must be yellow, bright yellow, because that's what they consider quality to be all about. It's a paradigm that is not necessarily good for business. So that's a small example of. I prefer the Japanese. It's much more fact-based.
There's pro and cons. Okay. What initiative is your company adopting to address this opportunity and challenges? I mean, in next 2 years or 2020?
Well, my company right now is doing three things. One, we are installing a warehouse management system, which will be, I think, based with barcode readers, and that will allow us to more accurately track and monitor the location of every single pallet in our warehouses. At the moment, we record product where it's stored.
Was he responsible for warehouse, right? Okay.
By aisle, but not by location. And with a warehouse management system, we're less likely to have missing stuff, lost stuff, and aging stuff. So we should see our slop come down, which would be very good. Another thing we're doing, we are renewing some infrastructure, which is cabling and servers. So we're decommissioning an old server, replacing it with a new server. We're going to use the cloud for some stuff as well. So we're getting into the cloud, and also we're setting up a new HRIS, Human Resources Information System. So this will be a much more sophisticated system for allowing our HR department, and actually all of us, to do things like it's not just pay and compensation benefits, hiring and firing, overtime management, it's vacation management. It will also be things like performance management, annual appraisals, succession planning, talent development, individual development plans. We'll be able to get a lot more sophisticated with those systems, with a good computer system.
I think it's a good step, because if HR has the strong work, will drive company to the next level. So HRIS already implemented?
No, it's on the books. We're doing it in the next few months.
Next few months? Okay. Oh, is this the reason why Kun Chat stressed out?
Well, I think she's stressed out at the moment because we are closing the base plantation and laying off about 90 workers.
Temporary workers or permanent?
2/3 of them are temporary seasonal workers. 1/3 of them are regular employees. And so she's a bit stressed out about that. And also we're coming up to the annual appraisal, which is because we don't have a good computer-based system in Thailand. It's quite a hassle to do everything with spreadsheets or Word documents or paper. So she's a bit stressed out by that. She's just got a lot on her plate. I think Kunchad also doesn't cope with stress very well. So she ends up working very long hours, feeling very tired, and then getting overwhelmed by everything.
And then at the end of the day, she's go to hospital.
Right. Yeah, she's struggling a bit like that. I think.
Okay. So, what are your plans to do to cope with the rapid changing global market?
So, yes, rapid changing global market. So, I mean, we're in the food business and people need to eat, but people are looking for different kind of things all the time. So there is a trend towards healthy, and that's something we have to capitalize on. So we have to position our products, promote and advertise our products to be healthy because they are healthy. Fruit is healthy.
Yeah, healthy.
Right?
Yeah.
And we, for instance, 6 years ago, we stopped selling fruit in juice, fruit in sugar, fruit in syrup, I should say, which is sugar and water, and we now sell it in juice. So when you buy a can of pineapples, there's juice in it, right?
Orange and juice.
It looks orange. It's actually pineapple juice. So we collect, as you cut a pineapple, the juice comes out of it, bleeds out of it. We collect that and we put that back in. We call that packing medium. So it's the juice that the fruit is packed in.
Do you season the juice?
No, we don't. We add vitamin C sometimes.
Okay.
And we might add
sugar.
No, we don't add sugar.
Okay.
But we add some we might add a color enhancer, a flavor enhancer, something like that. So there will be things we add, but we, as far as possible, add things that are classified as natural or organic.
Okay.
The only thing, we're actually working on a project right now. We add vitamin C, I think is ascorbic acid, right? That is classified as not natural for some reason. We think vitamin C is pretty natural, right? Technically, it's not classified as natural, so we can't use the word. It's probably in America, but we can't use the word natural on our products, and we're quite keen to get that. So talking about trends in global emerging markets and so on, calling things natural is a good thing. If we can find, and there's a strict definition of what is natural and what is not, if we can replace the vitamin C with something else, or find a natural version of vitamin C, we'll be able to claim natural on our products. So
is it possible? Because
I think so, yes. I bet we may find something. The scientists are very clever these days.
Because only our organ can turn it into vitamin C, but
right, I don't know.
Okay, I wish it will be possible someday.
So the global emerging economy, changing markets, it's all about how do we appeal to consumers. We're seeing consumers have a stronger bent towards health, a stronger bent towards convenience, when we say convenience, people don't want to fill. In the old days, you filled your larder full of food and you stored it. People had a hoarding mentality because that you needed that to survive, and you might not go shopping maybe once a month or something. Now people grab something and eat it on the street like that, right? And so that's a trend that we have to keep up with, and we are adapting products for convenience stores. So convenience stores is an outlet that 20 or 30 years ago we didn't think about, but now it's very big, convenience stores, compared to hypermarkets or supermarkets. So I think that's what we're doing there, and we're trying to reduce labour, because labour is the cost of labour tends to outstrip the cost of inflation. So getting more and more productive, more and more efficient, and using technology to do that.
Okay.
That's important as well.
So, how you can As a food company,
Yeah.
the last question, how could you moving forward or keep up on trend? Keeping up, maybe.
So,
Because like technology is very changing very fast.
well, technology changes fast, but people still have to eat, right?
Yeah.
People are still looking for
That's right.
food, and fruit is good food, right? I mean, if you have a choice
Yeah.
between a pizza or a piece of fruit,
Fruit.
the fruit is more
Yeah.
healthy. So people want health. People are much more conscious of their health. They want to live longer. They want to be more physically active. They want to be more attractive. People were promoting so-called inner beauty. So you have beauty on the outside, but we want to be beautiful on the inside as well. We want to be healthy and clean.
Okay.
We don't want to get cancer. We don't.
Yeah.
We want to be free from disease. We want to be fit and athletic. So that's kind of the trends that we're tracking. So we do a lot of surveys,
Okay.
customer focus groups.
Because in the future will be a lot of old people.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll all become old, and if we.
Yeah, and there will be your customer for
Right.
sure because fruit is.
Well, we really want to get into. Check the we.
Okay.
Are you sure? I don't mind paying you.
I can.
Okay. I think. Sorry, we were talking about promoting customers, old people.
Yeah.
I think we want to appeal to young people, right? If you hook people on day
Yeah.
one, my friend will pay.
เป็นบัตรได้ใช่ไหมคะค่ะ And how to keep up on new trends? I mean,
Right.
you don't want to be the follower. I don't want to be the follower.
Right, so the trick is to catch people young, right? So we actually came out with a product a while back, which is it's a pouch, not much bigger than a phone here, and it has a spout on it, and kids can suck on it, and they get a smoothie.
Yeah.
They suck a smoothie. Go Squeeze was one competitor brand, but we came out with a adult product. And if you can hook kids on that, and as they grow up, you've got to keep. Then you give them cups, and then when they're adults, you give them pouches
yeah.
or something. Big pouches.
That is great opportunity.
Frozen pineapple pouches. People see that frozen is fresher than packaged, so to speak, than processed. So that's another trend too.
Okay.
You see a lot of growth in the so-called IQF, individually quick frozen.
So the answer of yours is focusing on the customer behavior and
Yes,
then.
yes.
Okay. So anything else you would like to add?
No, I think that's
Okay.
about
Because
it.
the last question is anything else you would like to add on?
Well, as I say, I've given you. I've had to scratch my brain.
I will. Write.
Okay.
Translate our your script
Okay.
and then send you and then
Sure.
you.
I can add to it or something
Yeah.
if I think of something else. Yeah, no, I'm happy to do it. No, there's nothing else right now. I mean, the world is getting more digital, but eating is still something physical. It's a product that
Right.
you can touch and feel, and so that'll never go completely digital. So many things are going digital, but food is still something you have to buy and eat. We're lucky that
It can be powder, but